Now, in a significant move to normalize ties between nations, India will resume issuing tourist visas to Chinese citizens again. The first time in 5 years since the 2020 Galwan clashes. The resumption of visa services is set to start from tomorrow. The development, in fact, comes at a time when both countries, China and India, are trying to ease tensions and improve bilateral ties that plummeted following the deadly Galwan clashes in 2020. In response, India imposed restrictions on Chinese investments, banned hundreds of popular Chinese apps, and even cut passenger routes. However, earlier this year, India and China agreed in principle to restart direct flights, resume visa issuance, and allow Indian pilgrims to undertake the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra, which signals a cautious thaw in India-China relations. In continuation of high-level engagement between the two countries, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar even held a meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping in Beijing just a few days ago, that is on 14th of July, as part of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Foreign Ministers delegation. In this meet with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi, Jaishankar emphasized the need for a long-term and steady approach to resolve outstanding issues, especially those related to border and the restoration of people-to-people ties. And for more on this, we are joined by our Assistant Editor for Foreign Affairs, Siddhant Sibbal, joining us on the broadcast. Siddhant, India is of course set to resume issuing tourist visas to Chinese citizens again. But quickly, if you can bring us up to speed on how India-China ties have been improving over the last few months. And also, if you can talk to us about these underlying currents that still persist over border tensions.
Well, it's part of the normalization process between India and China, a process that started last year when the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Chinese President Xi Jinping met on the sidelines of the Kazan summit in Russia. And since then, we have seen the foreign ministers, the defense ministers meeting several times, the Indian NSA Ajit Doval traveling to China, the Indian Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri traveling to China. Just a few weeks ago, we saw the Indian Defense Minister Rajnath Singh, the Indian NSA, and the Indian External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar traveling for the SCO meetings of Defense, Foreign and NSA meeting. China, of course, is the chair of the SCO grouping and will be hosting the summit next month. I do expect that the Indian Prime Minister could travel to China, his first visit to China since 2019 to attend the summit, but a signal towards normalization of the relationship. We know that there have been several action agendas where both countries have agreed on as part of normalization. First and foremost is people-to-people relationship, and as part of it, we saw the resumption of the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra. We saw the first batch of Indian pilgrims traveling to Kailash Mansarovar after a gap of several years. We also know that there are talks of direct flight connectivity, something that was suspended in 2020. And we know that both sides have been constructively engaging on several levels as well. But all in all, we know that India's focus is also to point to its concerns, particularly regarding to Pakistan's support to terrorism in the region. Recently, we saw a strong Chinese statement condemning the Pahalgam terror attack as well. So this announcement that India will give visas to Chinese tourists is in part of that process, a process of normalization that started last year and increasingly gaining momentum.
Right, Siddhant, thank you for bringing us up to speed on all that's been happening, and important that you mentioned that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is also likely to travel to Beijing, shifting focus to other stories that we are tracking this hour.